Hello guys, welcome back to the Laker family, where I've been enjoying a great playoff. Everything but the injuries. Um, that's kind of put like a little damper on the playoffs thus far. But um, that's the really, to be honest with you, um, the games that have been played have been some of the most nail biting, on the edge of your seat type of games that I've been seeing in a while from a playoff series. But on the flip side, we haven't had a chance to get the full extent of, uh, like a measuring stick of these teams. We haven't been able to get a fair measuring stick of these teams due to all the injuries that's been going on in the playoffs. So it's been good as far as the level of gameplay, but bad as far as us actually being able to measure how good these teams really are because of injuries. So it's been a balance of that. But I've still been enjoying it, to say the least. And my thing is, if you're going to put an asterisk on the Lakers winning the championship in the bubble last year because everybody had to play in a bubble, then this should be a major asterisk, which I'm not the type of person to do that. I don't like putting asterisks on things. It's To win a championship, it also requires who wins the war of attrition as well. All that goes into it. If you're not healthy, it's just too bad. But for those who did put an asterisk on the Lakers for winning a bubble championship, what would you call this one? Whoever comes out and win this one. So for all my Nets fans who believe that they were going to win the championship, but you got the Hawks looking like they have a real legitimate shot of getting to the championship. What are y'all going to say about this? Teams in particular, the Clippers, the Clipper fans. Are y'all going to call this team this year's winner? Give them an asterisk. So there's a lot that goes into it. The main thing that I wanted to talk about though today was the constant disrespect of none other than Kobe Bean Bryant, and it's mainly, I mean, it is the media, but when you have guys like Stephen A. Smith that just says just random stuff off the wall for clickbait, there's no reason for that. There's another YouTuber that kind of beat me to the punch. I was planning on doing this video a lot sooner. I just had a lot going on, but his channel is Dreamers Pro. Shout out to that channel, and I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw that. And he discussed that on his channel a little bit. But my cousin as well, who's a Philadelphia 76ers fan, he even was like, that is just totally disrespectful what Stephen A. Smith said. He compared, well, not only did he say a couple of weeks ago Donovan Mitchell is already the greatest Utah Jazz player ever over Malone and Stockton. Malone, who's like the fourth highest scorer in league history, and they went to the finals all those times, only to lose to the best player of all time, Michael Jordan. John Stockton, who's the all-time assist leader. Although I feel like some people do overrate John Stockton, you still cannot sit up there and put Donovan Mitchell ahead of both of them, because, especially not this soon. The Jazz haven't proved nothing since Donovan Mitchell has been there, but a couple of letdowns in the playoffs. They're a great team. Donovan Mitchell is a great young up-and-coming player, but you just can't do that, Stephen A. Smith. Not yet. You try to say these blasphemous things prematurely to get clickbait. But the Kobe stuff, preferably, I feel like that's more than just clickbait of what they're doing. I feel like they're continuing to do what they had continued to do when he was alive. Even back when he was playing, they started when LeBron came in the league and Kobe had that Colorado incident, it was straight bashing on Kobe's part from that point on. Why would you sit up there and say Devin Booker is Kobe Bryant? You sat up there on national TV and said Devin Booker is the next Kobe. And Magic Johnson, I'm a little bit disappointed in you as well, because you were sitting right there next to Stephen A. Smith when he said this crazy stuff, and you were just agreeing, nodding your head, like you agree with that stuff. So Magic Johnson, how can you sit up there and say yourself that Kobe Bryant was the greatest Laker ever, but then turn around and then say Devin Booker is the next Kobe? You agreed with Stephen A. Smith when he said that stuff. Stephen A. Smith up there looking like Bert and Ernie off of Sesame Street, talking about he's the next Kobe. He is the next Kobe. I'm like, seriously, dog? Seriously? Come on, man. What? Why are y'all still continuing to discredit Kobe? On one hand, you are giving credit to Devin Booker, which I don't care about. That's fine. Devin Booker is a great young player. He's good. But at the same time, in the same breath, you are discrediting Kobe's career. If you're going to seriously sit up there and say Devin Booker is the next Kobe, how many times have we been down this road, guys? They started with Andrew Wiggins. Do y'all remember how crazy they sounded then? Some of you guys are not even old enough to remember that. They started off with Andrew Wiggins talking about he's the next Kobe. Oh, his game is the same, similar, everything, this, that. If you look at Andrew Wiggins' career now, was he the next Kobe Bryant? Is he now the next Kobe Bryant? No, not even close. They started it with James Harden, which James Harden is a great player, not taking nothing away from him. But what has he proven to put him in the same breath as a Kobe Bryant? Would you look back right now at Harden's career and say that he accomplished the same thing as Kobe and he should be proclaimed as Kobe's equal? Would you say that? No. Then it was DeRozan had that little 2-year, 3-year hot streak in there in his prime, when he was putting up 50 points here and this and that. He had he was having those great seasons over there with the Raptors. People started trying to slide comparisons in there with him. You think DeRozan is anything close to a career that Kobe has now? I mean, if you want to be honest, DeMar DeRozan is comparable to Devin Booker. Devin Booker is playing like how DeRozan played in his prime when he had that hot streak. People kind of forget that DeRozan was a dog those 2 or 3 years in that little stretch, but that's all he had. It was a small little window, kind of like a Gilbert Arenas type of deal. Gilbert Arenas had that little short stretch in there where he was very, very good at what he did at that shooting guard position. And that's kind of like what DeRozan was. Devin Booker's game matches what DeMar DeRozan was. That mid-range, getting to the goal. Even though DeRozan was a bit more athletic than Devin Booker, but their games match similar. Not Kobe Bryant. Sorry, you're not gonna get up there to make me believe that Devin Booker is the next Kobe. Just like how y'all tried to fool all these youngsters coming up. And it's so crazy because you have Stephen A. getting up there and you have people that just are casuals and youngsters that just, oh, yeah, he's right. He's right. He must be right. And I even saw underneath the YouTube comments under that video, somebody put, Kobe never carried a team like by himself like Devin Booker's carrying right now to the Western Conference Finals and possibly to the finals. That had to be somebody young, stupid, ignorant, and just easily is influenced by what the media says. For you to say something that's stupid. Okay, for one, the West is wide open right now due to what I just said earlier in the video. It's riddled with injuries. It's wide open for anybody to take right now. You could have been what, maybe the Golden State Warriors, with Steph Curry by himself this year. You could have had a chance to get to the finals if you were in the playoffs this year. That's how wide open the West is now due to injuries. So that was just a stupid statement to begin with to say that. So that was just null and void. But that's just one example of how the media can actually get these younger people, younger audience to buy in to that ludicrousy. So when you're on a big platform like that, you have to be respectful. You have to be aware of what you're putting out here. You just have to be. You have to be accountable of what you're putting out here, because you easily start to diminish somebody's career. If I ask you right now, was Devin Booker, would you really consider Devin Booker, like the team that they all face, if Devin Booker would have played against a healthy Kawhi Leonard, would Devin Booker be the best player on the court? I'm going to let you answer that. If Devin Booker played Luka and the Mavericks, could you definitively say Devin Booker was the better player on the court? That one's up in the air on that one, even though some people would still pick Luka. If Devin Booker was playing a healthy Lakers team, would you say he was the best player on the court? When Kobe played against these tougher Western Conference teams back in his heyday, he was going when he was going against all these other top Western Conference teams, you could emphatically say Kobe Bryant was the best player on the court. Every series that he played, you could say Kobe Bryant was the best player on the court. That is a major difference, guys. I don't even need to get into the Kobe's way better in the defensive side of the ball, or he's one of the probably is the most skilled player of all time. You can argue Jordan, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. Kyrie is just too small to kind of be in that group. And then Kevin Durant, you can kind of almost consider him as a big man. He's probably the most unique big man at that height of all time. But as far as 6'6", 6'7", around that area, Kobe is the most skilled player of all time. And on top of that, the tenacity, the mamba, everything that goes along with it. I'm sorry. I respect Devin Booker for what he said about, Kobe took him in and he learned everything. He wants to take the mamba mentality. That's fine. But it's when the media takes it and just does something completely different with it. They were saying Tatum was the next Kobe. How many guys you gonna have being the next Kobe? So you just steady flushing Kobe's career down the toilet every time you keep doing this stuff, comparing guys that hasn't done anything accomplishment-wise. So let's stop this notion. Let's stop it, please. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I have some more content coming up, so please subscribe so you can be notified when that pops up. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.